You know, next generation is starting to heat up when you have developers talking about possible release dates and release years and things what they're expecting to see, because most developers are already in the loop for these type of things. So you got to pay attention when they start talking, especially when they do interviews like this. And I thought it was a really good interview, which of course will be linked in the description. You'll see a source and it'll be linked, and you can click on it and it'll all be good, and I appreciate it. So with that being said, I kind of want to jump into this because he's talking about the next Xbox, of course, and possibly even the PS5, and his personal hopes and when he thinks it's actually going to launch. And I thought it was a very, very well done interview. Usually these things are about a half a paragraph, and this is quite a few quotes to go over. So he really hopes that things to come out next gen that are given like a more powerful GPU, better memory. He also talked about other things such as better VR integration, which seems to be a bit of a popular demand, as well as a solid state drive inclusion and better distribution options. He says, and I quote, "Beyond the usual evolution of the Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, with a more powerful GPU, memory, CPU, and especially a solid state drive, we hope for improvements which allow us to finally turn up the scale on realistic visuals in a real-time interactive environment." He said, "I also expect improvements on the disk and storage and for everything related to VR." He further went on to say, "We can expect to have a better way to distribute games, since currently the best you can get for retail is a Blu-ray 50 disc that can handle less than 50 gigabytes. He continued, "Alternatively, perhaps the industry adapts to duplication to possible solid-state drives to distribute a digital key for a posterior download becoming more common. Whatever happens, we believe that they will try to improve the retail distribution of the games and maybe improve the cloud services and the devices for VR. We expect high-quality wireless headsets that allow free movements in 4K quality." However, he doesn't think that the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Scarlett are going to be out before 2020, by which time he says Big Moon Studios, which is the studio that he worked for, will have rebooted the technology they use for their game. However, we only expect to reboot our technology for the next gen after the third game that we do by 2020, he said. "I don't think that the next gen of consoles will arrive before that." So pretty much basically what we've been hearing now. A lot of people were like, oh, we'll get them in 2019, when they probably don't realize that we're literally 4 months away from 2019, and it's highly unlikely that we're actually going to get any kind of new consoles next year. I would pretty much say not a chance. But it'll be interesting to see what happens in the future. This was a very good article and a very good interview, very insightful, talking about what these developers expect. You have to remember, Microsoft and Sony go to these developers and they talk about what they want out of the console generations. Very cool stuff. Let me know what you think. Sound off, rate, comment, subscribe. 2020 is looking good. Rack 'em up. Crapgamer out.